It's Jason Wrobel here on YouTube. It's the J Rowe Show, and I want to wish you guys a happy New Year because I have a really great topic that I have been struggling with, wrestling with, having a really difficult time with. And if you're just joining me for the first time, you know that in the past I have talked about my sugar addiction and my struggles with overcoming reaching for the sugar whenever I get stressed or anxious or overcome with emotion. And like the cat is right now. Julius, are you overcome with emotion, buddy? He's very much overcome with emotion. So I don't know why he's trying to reach for my phone right now. Do you really want to be on the feed that much, buddy? Do you really want to be on the feed that much? He's like, you're so sweet, Julius. You're so sweet, buddy. So he's always got to make a cameo. He's always got to make a cameo. So my beautiful friend, what I want to talk to you about is through my own experimentation and research regarding sugar addiction, some of the ways that I have been overcoming this and wrestling with this and making progress. That's really the most important thing. So a few years ago, when I was diagnosed with clinical depression, I was doing a lot of research and realized that one of the contributing factors to my mood swings and my depressed state was my overconsumption of sugar and how that affects the blood sugar, how that affects the brain neurotransmitters. And I sought out on a way of getting present to what was actually motivating my choices to eat really sugary foods. So the first thing that I want to address with you guys is really the underlying emotional component of sugar addiction, food addiction in general, but specifically in this case, sugar. So one of the things that I realized is anytime that I started to feel not enoughness, any kind of lack or limitation or disappointment, specifically around relationships in my life, the very first thing that I would turn to was some kind of sugary food to comfort me, right? And there's really a lot of research backing this, that when a relationship ends or a relationship isn't going well in our life, that in some ways we can be chemically addicted to love, that when we are experiencing love in our brain, the same parts of the brain that get lit up when we are in love are triggered by things like sugar and things like cocaine. So sugar and cocaine have a very addictive effect on the brain, much like when we are experiencing feelings of love. So the first correlation I made was whenever I was feeling like I had lost love in my life or things weren't going well or I was having relationship turmoil, I turned to sugar to try and get that fix that my chemistry was calling for. So it was a very addictive cycle in terms of sugar and my emotional reality regarding stress, anxiety, and sadness. So that was the first thing I identified. And one tip that I want to share with you that was really instrumental for me in kind of overcoming that behavior and getting better at not defaulting to sugar every time I felt stressed or anxious or sad was asking myself in the moment. Like I'd go and I'd reach for the package of cookies, or I'd reach for the chocolate cake or the ice cream, and I'd stop myself. And I would literally say out loud, wait a minute, what is it you actually need right now? I would actually say that to myself. What is it you actually need right now? And for me, I realized in those moments when I was reaching for the sugary food to comfort myself emotionally, it's not the sugar that I needed. It's not the chocolate that I needed. What I really needed in a lot of those moments was just to reach out and talk to someone. What I really needed to do in those moments was to cry in some ways. What I really needed to do in those moments was emotionally process something painful I was feeling instead of trying to bury the emotion with sugar or fat or dessert or whatever it was. So to me, it's about in the moment of when you're having that reactive, instinctive thing to reach for the sugary food or whatever food you're addicted to, is stopping yourself and asking yourself, what is it that I actually need right now? And waiting for that answer to come. So that's the first tip I can share with you guys, is just becoming more present to what your actual emotional or physical needs are instead of trying to bury them or overcompensate by putting sugary or fatty or addictive foods in your body. That's number one, is taking emotional inventory of what your needs are. Number two, from a biological perspective, guys, there's been a lot of research done around sugar addiction and also around demineralized nutrition. So a lot of times, you guys are so sweet. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Furby Furbs. Thanks for being on the feed, you guys. Appreciate all you guys being here live with me. The second thing, as I was about to mention, is we've noticed that when people are demineralized, when they have a low mineral content in their foods, when they get their blood panels done and there's low mineral content in their blood work, that is also correlated to sugar addiction. There's some kind of instinctive mechanism in our body when we are low on minerals that we naturally crave sugar. So the other thing could be to get your mineral levels tested or increase more mineral dense foods in your life. A great way to do that is just by eating more seaweed. Seaweed, things like nori, things like kelp, things like dulse and laver. These are very, very mineral rich foods, as are things like pumpkin seeds, as are things like chia seeds or hemp seeds. Things that are really dense in minerals help to mineralize your body and therefore can help to curb your sugar cravings. Also, dig this, you guys, and thanks for all the love. Thanks for all the great comments I see rolling in. I appreciate that. The other thing that we've seen a correlation to, you guys, in addition to low mineral content in the body, is we have also seen that people who are chronically dehydrated, also have higher levels of sugar addiction. So, in addition to eating more mineral dense foods, the more you can hydrate yourself and the more that you can remember to drink many, many glasses of water a day, you might see a lowering in your desire to eat sugary foods and eat the dessert and eat those things. So try eating more mineral-rich foods, try hydrating more and drinking a lot more water, and seeing that as you up your mineral intake and as you hydrate yourself more, if you see a correlation to having less sugar cravings, because research shows that more hydration and more minerals can actually help to curb those. And I've noticed that with myself, you guys, is when I'm on my water game, you know what I'm saying? When I'm doing that water and I'm eating my seaweed and I'm eating my pumpkin seeds and I got my healthy breakfast with my hemp seeds and my chia seeds, man, I crave a lot less sugar that way. The third thing I want to tell you guys about is eating alkaline foods. We've noticed that as you eat more alkalizing foods, things like millet, things like dark leafy greens, drinking more green juices, as you alkalize your body, that can also help to curb your sugar cravings, because we know that sugar is a very acidic food, right? It's not even a food, actually. But for us, the thing that we want to do is we want to alkalize our bodies so as to allay any propensity for disease to manifest in the body. And we know that through cancer research, we have seen that cancer cells can only grow and mutate and proliferate in acidic environments, in acidic cellular environments. So as we decrease our sugar intake and we eat more alkaline foods, we have the propensity to stave off certain diseases by having a healthy cellular environment in the body. That's another thing, is eating more alkalizing foods. There's a really great book I want to share with you guys really quick that a lot of people don't know about. They sleep on this book, and I don't think a lot of people are aware of it, but I'm going to show you guys really quick here. I'm going to turn around the camera, and then I'm going to show you some of my favorite products that I've been using to help conquer my sugar addiction. But check this out. This is really called Eating the Alkaline Way. Recipes for a well-balanced, honestly healthy lifestyle. So this is a great book because we have tremendous research and great recipes in this book, and not a lot of people know about it. But you've got all these really, really delicious recipes in here, all alkaline ingredients, super delicious and good. And they have charts in the beginning of the book that I'll show you guys in a second with all of the best alkaline foods for your body. All of the best alkaline foods. Now, you can find these alkaline food charts online if you want to, but I really, really love this book because it's a tremendous research. Yes, I know, Julius, you want to read it too, buddy. It's just a tremendously well-researched book that has a lot of great recipes. So if you guys can pick this up, Eating the Alkaline Way, super easy recipes, really easy to reference alkaline food charts. And you can get this probably on Amazon, Barnes and Noble, etc. So that is the one big book recommendation I can recommend to you guys, is Eating the Alkaline Way. Now, so in addition, like I said, to really taking an emotional inventory, having more mineral rich foods, drinking more water every day, and eating more alkaline foods, the other thing you can do is start to become a better label reader and choose products that are naturally lower in sugar or zero glycemic. So I'll give you an example of some of the things that I've been using. You guys know I'm a huge Sun Warrior fan. If you've been here on the YouTube channel for years, you know that I love my Sun Warrior. But I want to show you guys how I read labels. Reader, right? So here we've got our Sun Warrior Classic Plus protein. It's a raw plant-based protein. Now, a lot of protein powders out there have hidden sugars in them. A lot of protein powders out there have cane sugar in them. But if you become a better label reader, all you have to do is go to the label and look for the sugar panel. So this is called the NFP on a product. This is called the Nutritional Fact Panel. And what you want to make sure whenever you buy a product is just check out the sugar level. And if you have zero sugar or low sugar, you're good to go. But when you're reading a nutritional fact panel, I want you guys to get really good at not just looking at the calories. Most people just look at the calories or the fat, but scanning all the way down and making sure that the sugar level is really low here. So becoming better label readers is actually a really good thing we can do. And then also getting good sugar substitutes. Like one of the biggest things that I love out there right now is pure monk fruit extract. This is a brand called Lakanto. Really sorry about that. The YouTube crashed. I don't know why, but thankfully YouTube has a has the ability where I can jump back on. So thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging with me. We temporarily crashed. I don't know why, but we're back. So thanks for the patience with that. So as I was saying, you want to become a better label reader with looking at the sugar content in foods. And there's a lot of places where sugar can sneak into products. It sneaks into baked goods. It sneaks into pasta. It sneaks into crackers. Added sugar gets snuck into a whole variety of products. Why? Because it's a very inexpensive flavor enhancer and it keeps people chemically and biologically addicted to the product. So, you did a screen capture when I froze and it was hilarious. That's awesome. You'll have to send that to me, Paula. Well, I'm glad I'm back. So my point is, guys, becoming better label readers and looking at the sugar grams, right? And what I try and do is I try and get as many zero glycemic products as possible, or I try and stay under 5 grams of sugar as often as possible. That's kind of just my personal bar, is if it's got 5 grams of sugar or less per serving, it feels pretty good in my body. So that's kind of my own personal standard now, is 5 grams of sugar or less per serving, or ideally zero glycemic. Like I showed you, the protein powder from Sun Warrior has 0 grams of sugar. The Lakanto monk fruit extract, this pure monk fruit extract, is great because it has 0 glycemic effect, does not spike the blood sugar. But beyond stuff like that, I just want to get you guys going to the market and going to the grocery store and picking up products and looking at the sugar content, right? It's very, very easy. So I'll give you guys an example like quinoa pasta, right? You pick up pasta at the grocery store and you look at it and you're like, okay, where's the sugar? Okay, cool, less than 1 gram of sugar, awesome. Pasta's good to go. Let's look at something like oatmeal, right? See if there's any hidden sugar in oatmeal. So if we look at, great, 1 gram of sugar, totally good to go. 1 gram of sugar in the oatmeal. Let's look at something like, let's look at something like granola. Let's pull this out of the cabinet. Okay, so Trader Joe's gluten-free granola. I'm looking at that. 6 grams of sugar per serving. 6 grams of sugar per serving. That's a little higher than I liked. As I mentioned a few minutes ago, what I like to do is stay around 5 grams or less per serving. This has 6 grams, so it's a little bit over, but not bad. A lot of granolas and a lot of packaged vegan products, a lot of packaged food in general has added sugar to it. So essentially what I just want you guys to get good at, let's look at these chips real quick. We've got some rice chips. Rice chips, we've got 0 grams of sugar. Awesome. Who buys oatmeal with sugar, Beth asks. You know what, Beth? You would be shocked to know that a lot of very simple products, as I mentioned, like pasta dishes, like pilafs, like oatmeals, like granola, have a ton of added sugar. And that's why it's important when you go to the grocery store to make sure that you are a consistent label reader, because a lot of products that look healthy or say the word natural on them have a ton of added sugar sometimes and added sodium. That's another thing. That's another video we can cover, is added sodium. But for this purpose, I just want to leave this last point for you guys, is making sure that you're not assuming that just because something is organic or natural or vegan, that it's not going to be low in sugar, because a lot of these organic, vegan, natural products do have added sugar, be it cane sugar or coconut palm sugar or agave. A lot of products are still using agave. So it behooves you, my friends, to just be a really good, consistent label reader and not assume something is low sugar just because it looks healthy. And again, like I said, playing with sugar substitutes. The two sugar substitute sweeteners that I use right now are the monk fruit and also stevia. So right now I'm pretty much focused on monk fruit and stevia, and that's been going a long way for me. Now, I know a lot of you might not like the taste of stevia because it does have a bitter aftertaste, but that's one reason why I found the monk fruit sweeteners. Like I mentioned, the Lakanto, I'm a big fan of the Lakanto monk fruit sweetener right now. Does not have that bitter aftertaste. So you guys might want to check that out. And I can actually throw the links to these products. My favorite monk fruit, my favorite stevia, my favorite low sugar products. I can put those in the comments section after we wrap the video, so you guys can have access to those products as well. So just to recap here, take an emotional inventory whenever you start to feel the sugar cravings come up for you. Whenever you start reaching for the dessert or the cookies or the ice cream or the pie, stop yourself and ask yourself the question, what do I really need right now? What do I really need right now? That's the first thing, to stop yourself and take an emotional inventory before you eat the sugary thing. The second thing is start to eat more mineral-rich foods like seaweeds, like nuts, like pumpkin seeds, and hydrate. Drink a lot more water than you've been drinking. We are all underhydrated in this society. The other thing that I want you guys to do is start looking out and becoming better label readers and reading the nutritional fact panel on organic, healthy vegan products, and try and stick to products that have 5 grams of sugar or less per serving. And then the last thing is seeking out sugar substitutes like stevia, like erythritol, like monk fruit, and substituting those in your recipes, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with those. Can I do these videos more often? Absolutely. I'm committed in the new year, you guys, to doing more of these videos. Can I link to all the products and suggestions in the comments section? Absolutely. Any recommended foods to help with anxiety? That is a great question, Michelle. Yeah, any recommended foods to help with anxiety? So first of all, I think that by you reducing your sugar intake, that is going to naturally help you curb anxiety. Also, if you reduce your caffeine intake. Caffeine is one of the greatest contributors to anxiety, specifically coffee caffeine. So for me, I think reducing your sugar and reducing your caffeine intake is going to help with your anxiety. But magnesium, specifically magnesium as a mineral, if you start taking magnesium on a daily basis, I actually love a brand. It's a liquid brand of magnesium called Mineral Life. And I take that every day before bed, and I have found that the more mineral-rich, magnesium-rich foods that I eat, the less my anxiety is. And also, you can't downplay the effectiveness of meditation. If you're not doing daily meditation, even 10 to 15 minutes a day of meditation, man, it's been so effective to curb my anxiety. So I would say to you, reduce the sugar, reduce the caffeine, increase the magnesium in your life, and try meditation. Even 10 to 15 minutes a day can really, really make great strides in your daily battle with anxiety. So I will put all the links to all this stuff. And I think we had a question about vegan diets being good for diabetics. Yeah, absolutely. All these products and doing a alkaline vegan diet, a low sugar alkaline vegan diet, or a zero glycemic alkaline vegan diet has been shown to make great strides with diabetes. In fact, there's an amazing documentary you guys can watch from Dr. Gabriel Cousins and his Tree of Life Rejuvenation Center in Patagonia, Arizona. It's called Raw for 30 Days. And this came out probably about 8 or 9 years ago, but it chronicles the journey of diabetic patients doing a organic, alkaline, raw vegan diet for 30 days and the effect that it has on their diabetes. So if you guys haven't seen I think it might be Simply Raw. Is it Simply Raw? Raw for 30 days? I think it's called Simply Raw, but if you guys Google, I'll put the link to this in the comment section below. Dr. Gabriel Cousins' documentary, it's Simply Raw, Reversing Diabetes in 30 Days. Check out that documentary. It's a classic, full of amazing information. Type 1 is different from type 2. Type 2 can often be conquered with diet, true, but you can also see great strides with type 1 from an alkaline vegan diet. Check out the documentary. There's a ton of great information. And also Dr. Gabriel Cousins is one of the world's leading experts in holistic diabetes research. So you can check out his work for more information. And he's just done some really cool research over the years with that. So with all that said, my friends, I hope you enjoyed my tips for helping you conquer your sugar addictions. It's still a daily battle for me, but I find that the tips I shared with you guys here have been really, really beneficial for me. So I'm going to be sharing more recipes with you guys, more sugar-free recipes, more sugar-free products. And after I wrap here, I'm going to go into the comments section of this video. So be sure to check back. I'm going to put all of the links to all of the products, all the documentaries I mentioned in here. And I'll be back again soon with another YouTube live video. Appreciate you guys being here. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe here to the channel to get all of the latest videos in your inbox. And I'll be back again soon. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a happy, amazing start to your new year. And I will see you again soon. Peace and blessings. Good night.